this year. I know you were more of a DH last year at Indiana State. Was it difficult at the beginning of the season to conserve your energy and do both at an elite level?
No, because in the fall I catch most of the scrimmage, and I was prepared the whole fall for catching, starting catching here. But no,
Lately, maybe what's been the biggest difference for you getting the bat going and things like that?
I mean keep working. It haven't like been like keep working like catching stuff and hitting stuff at the same time.
Coach just kind of talked about bringing Kate along. How important is it for you to be like a little bit of a senior leader and like show young guy the ropes, even though you're still competing for playing time, but keeping the room moving forward as a whole while you're still excelling?
Yeah, I mean it's exciting like seeing like Cade. He's really good as a freshman, and I'm excited because like we are a team, and we're gonna like play like Cade and me to catch and win games.
Is that something you guys talk about, or is it just something that happens?
Something happened.
I don't know if it was like an approach, like yeah, I'm gonna mentor you, kind of.
No, it's something that happened, but we like if he play, like I'm gonna like try to help him get better every day.
How are you doing physically?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this, like for the rest of the season, and we're gonna be really good.
When you're working with Josh Jordan, what does he like to emphasize?
We emphasize on everything more like receiving and blocking.
What have you learned about receiving from him?
Like couple technique he has teach me.
What have some of the returning players, I guess, told you about what to expect over the next 10 weeks, and just kind of talk about your expectations for SEC play?
I mean, they haven't talked to me about SEC play, but like the expectation is like to keep playing. Is the game doesn't change. Is keep playing as a team, like a family.
You guys really haven't talked about SEC stuff?
Nah, not yet, not yet.
Getting more juice and that? All right.
When you go and talk to the pitchers, Coach mentioned you're good at giving feedback. What kind of things are you telling them?
Example, like if a pitcher is missing like arm side, I'm telling like, oh, you're missing arm side. You can like your shoulder, like stuff like that.
Little intricacies about where you want it. Where
Yeah, where he missing, where he wanted to miss.
You just kind of feel out what the strike zone is based on who's behind you on a game-to-game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And they usually, after you have those conversations, what do you see them adjust?
If they don't like adjust, and then whenever we get out of the inning, I talk to them in the dugout, and then we get through that.
What do you think is the greatest obstacle for a young catcher?
Be positive, like always be positive and always work hard.
Going back to Frisco, you made that tag on that crazy relay to keep the game going against Kansas State. From your perspective, what was that like?
I mean, we always practice the relay, so it was like a practice. It was an awesome relay, so yeah.
It was almost like you guys would do that every day, piercing a mile in yourself. I mean, how much have you practiced that kind of
We
stuff?
practice that relay like almost every practice.
But it takes like a special
Yeah.
skill set for it
Yeah,
all.
like if you don't throw like in the chest, obviously from the outfield, you're not gonna get it out at home.
College is like MLB where you can't block the plate on that plate, right?
Yes, sir.
So how do you sort of position yourself to make that
You have to
play?
be in front of the plate to not block the plate.
Okay.
What do you like about this team?
I mean, I love everything, like players, coaches. The expectations are high for us.
Coach mentioned that the other day you made an adjustment during the game at the plate, and then I think you hit a home run not long after that. What's the process of that like, making in-game adjustments?
I mean, always be positive and don't open my shoulder, and always like think to the middle. That's my adjustment.
Is that a game-by-game thing, or is
Yeah,
it based on
yeah.
who's pitching kind of thing?
Base who's pitching, like if he's a lefty already.
Keep the shoulder in nuts so you're not
Yeah,
flying out
not
of the
not
pitch.
flying out,
Yeah.
open my shoulder.
Yeah.
Coach said offensively, I mean, you guys changed a few things, throughout the entirety since that Omaha game where maybe y'all came up a little bit short. Just since that game and the last couple of weeks, what have you noticed, I guess, from this offense that has made it so consistent and so, I guess, lethal the last
I mean,
weeks?
every game, every at bat for us is gonna get better because we have the talent. So yeah, we need to keep working hard.
Are you noticing not a lot of teams are running on you guys?
Not really. Not really.
Do you expect that maybe to change?
Maybe ACC plays, yes.
Is there anybody that you're more comfortable with catching on this team?
I like catching Kate Anderson. I like catching him.
Why is that?
He locates a lot.
Jay said that William probably threw his last midweek game, meaning that like he's going to be a superstar in this game. So just not necessarily saying like he has a role at the weekend, but just what are you seeing from a freshman like that that's kind of coming in with a lot of poise? And Jay always likes to talk about his low heartbeat.
I mean, he has the talent. If he can like locate like he has done, he's gonna be really good for us and for the team.
As far as just a guy, like you think of a freshman coming in and a lot of expectations upon him, has he been able to kind of stay mature about the whole thing?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Like he's really mature. Like he has started a couple of games for us, and he has been really good for us.
Did you and Cade talk at all after he had that game with Connor, where they're having some problems connecting and stuff behind the plate? And,
I mean, that's part of the game. He's really good, and that's gonna happen. But yeah, we have talked about it, and we're gonna keep working hard together.
Is there a big difference between catching a lefty and a righty?
No, not really.
How do you balance trying to frame pitches to get the extra call and just balance that with just trying to make sure you catch the ball?
I always think like catch the ball first, and then like receive it and make it a strike. That's what I always think.
Do you try to limit your slides so like it's not every pitch, or like because the umpire will like obviously get tired of it? Like,
No, I try to just catch it because a couple of the umpires like say, "Oh, you're moving the glove too much," so I try to catch it.
that's all.
How much does pitch movement kind of dictate where you end up catching the ball? I mean, just like an off-speed pitch or maybe a running fastball. I mean, how much does that kind of dictate where you end up?
I mean, like a slider, obviously, is going to my right, and the single ball is going to my left. So that depends of who is pitching, a lefty or righty.
Has your family been able to make it to any games?
Yeah, they went to Texas. They went to Frisco.
Any here yet?
No, they haven't come yet, but they will.
Okay.
Talk about expectations for this team. Does that motivate you, or is that a little bit intimidating?
Yeah, it motivates me because like we're really good and the expectations are high, and we're gonna work every day hard.
What have you done after games to sort of rest and recover?
Hot tub, cold tub, stuff like that.
William mentioned sometimes when you come and talk to him, he like starts laughing, or whatever. Have you kind of noticed that?
Yeah. I mean, we love the game, so we have to have fun, and the expectations are high, like I said. So we have to have fun for the game.
Were you there when Coach Bertman said you guys were playing with some spunk?
No, I wasn't there.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luis.
Appreciate it.
Doing good.
Connor, anybody tell you that you give off like Alan Jackson vibes?
Yeah. I actually was told the other day that, I was that and Zach Top when I had my longer hair, but I cut it off. So, yeah, I don't know why. I didn't think I could grow a mustache, but then, over the summer I was like, screw it, let's see what it can do. I mean, I ain't got a baseball game or anything like that. I'm just kind of chilling in the off season, so let's see how it looks. So yeah.
Nickname's Chattahoochee.
Yep. Yeah, it's I definitely got an Alan Jackson for sure, more than the Zach Top, but yeah.
Is it cool to be able to play with Gavin?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I've known him since we were 12 years old, and we had some things that brought us together that were pretty scary, but it's built our relationship with our families and everything like that. So it's been awesome being in the same dugout as him, and sharing some wins with him and everything like that. I can't wait for him to get back on the field.
In the years after that, have you guys stayed in touch?
Yeah, I would. He would either come to my house or I would go to his house every summer, pretty much, and hang out for. It felt like a month at a time, over the summer, and it was a lot of fun. Since we've been doing it since we were 12 years old, it felt like since he came to visit me in the hospital that it was like our friendship started from there, and it kind of we haven't looked back since.
Did he recruit you here at all?
No. I mean, I definitely went in the portal. He was like, what would you like to be? Would you like to be a Tiger? And I was like, yeah, I would like to be a Tiger. And but it was he was definitely pulling for the Tigers. But yeah, wasn't a hey, come here automatically, you know. But yeah, he was definitely recruiting me a little bit when I was in the portal. So.
I'm sorry, I don't know the story. What is the story?
Oh yeah, I thought. So when I was 12, I had a brain injury when I was pitching, and then Gavin was hitting, and hit me with a comebacker to my head, and suffered a brain injury, and was in the hospital for about a week, and took me a year and a half to get back on the field. So, yeah, that happened when I was 12, and we've been friends for almost 10 years now. So it's insane how life works, you know.
Do you remember that initial him meeting you in the hospital?
Yeah, I do. That was it was a few days after. They wanted to give me some time to recoup and everything like that. So yeah, I was aware of who was in the room and stuff like that. So he got to the family came down. I was in Houston when they came, and got to hang out with the family. That was the first time meeting them. So that was really nice of them to do that, and it's insane how things work out and how our families are pretty much family now. Our family now. So yeah. It's crazy. It kind of blows my mind how life has taken its course since that, So,
Were you pissed as a 12-year-old though?
I mean, I wasn't too happy. I mean, it's. I mean, if y'all have kids and they're around 12 years old, all they want to do is just go with sports. And at that time, I couldn't do anything at all. I had to be taken out of school as well when I was at that time, and. Yeah, it was. I mean, even in the hospital room, I was kind of just throwing a little stuffed ball, like baseball, around, just doing trick shots in the hospital room, and just trying to be civil, But yeah, it was definitely hard to do that. Just kind of have to settle down, at that time.
Were you a baseball kid? Like that's all you did?
Yeah, I played baseball since I was 3 to 4 years old. My dad, my family were trying to get me to play golf when I was after that, and I was like, I'm not playing golf. But now I'm like, dang, I should have played golf because I love golf now. So it's just funny.
How quickly did you recover? I mean, you said obviously it was a year and a half, but were you back to baseball right after that?
It took about a year and a half. I think I didn't pitch until I was about 15 though. And then I was like, I'm way better at pitching than I am hitting, so I had to, put the pride away a little bit and put the bat down. So, yeah, it's ever since then I realized that I was going to be a pitcher. So I still hit in high school and stuff like that, but it was always I was going to be a pitcher. So
It was maybe better on your arm when you started
Yep.
pitching at 15.
For sure, I think I'm very thankful for those years to be because a lot of kids at that age, you kind of get hurt and because they're growing so much and. I think that was a really good time for me to take a break from throwing and really just take a break from baseball in general. I think that was what really propelled my career when I started playing when I was 15, pitching. I played before that, but pitching before that. And so, yeah, I think it was a really good thing for me.
Did it take you a second to overcome that sort of fear of pitching after an accident like that, or?
Yes and no. I mean, I've been hit since then. I don't know why, but the ball just likes to come at me sometimes. But yeah, it's definitely early on. It was more so a deal, but I never really, gave any thought to it too much because I didn't want to, dome myself up a little bit and not give myself the chance to pitch again. So. Thank you.
Catch you on the side of the head.
Yep, right here, right in the temple.
I guess when did the velocity start to come? Was that right away? Did you realize you could throw it pretty hard, or did you that kind of take a little bit of time
Yeah,
to kind of get to where
I think it was. I think I've always, thrown decently hard, I guess, but I've always just been a really small kid. From when I was 15, when I started pitching, I was 140 pounds maybe. My freshman year of college, I was 155, 160 pounds. So I knew it was in me. It's just kind of just getting the strength part of it and put some weight on. I think last year to this year was the biggest jump for me for velocity-wise, and that was just due to strength and weight. I finally got above, I think, 185 and got into the 190s, and I was started to see my velocity kind of stay where it needs to be. So,
And then
yeah.
just your role with this team. I mean, obviously they're asking you to come into pretty high leverage situations multiple times a weekend. Just how far into the fall and spring was that kind of going to be the game plan for you? And then just how have you gone about attacking that kind of?
It's just kind of like, I think we all of our pitchers on the staff kind of can be in that role for sure. I think we have a staff full of high leverage guys, and I think whoever is just fit best for that situation is going to go in. I've been fortunate enough to have some situations that I was the right fit and kind of capitalize on some opportunity, and but we're going to have a lot of other guys to be in that same situation, and we're going to be able to capitalize on their opportunity as well, because we got a lot of guys that can fill it up and show their stuff and help us win. So
Is this the first time you played with Gavin?
it is. Second, I mean, we played travel ball together when we were 14, 15 for a tournament in Georgia. But other than that, that was it.
Did you ever hit him in the wallet?
Huh?
Did you ever hit him in the wallet?
No. But he with his injury right now, I kind of give him some crap a little bit, because he put me on my butt. So yeah, I mess him a little bit, but yeah, it's kind of just a joking matter.
How's he dealing with the injury and just working through that?
He's doing good. He's definitely doing everything he can right now. I think his competitiveness and his drive to be out there will get him back on the field, and I'm sure in no time he'll be back. So.
Throwing a stuffed ball against the wall?
Hmm?
Is he throwing a stuffed ball against the wall?
No, he's taking it like a champ. He's doing good.
All right, you seem to be a pretty good talker, so you're going to have to carry a big load here and talk about the team as a whole, right? So, what are you guys doing well right now as you start as
I think we're doing a lot of things well off the field, just as a team, just hanging out, and just I think when something goes wrong, in the time we're like, what are we going to do about it and fix it? And then after that, off the field, and we go hang out, like, what the heck were you doing? Like just joking around, and that's our kind of way of forgetting about it and move on to the next thing. So.
good level of accountability?
Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure. I think we have really good freshmen, sophomores. I mean, it's not like a upperclassmen are getting on to freshmen or anything. It's a whole group being held accountable by each other. So I think that's the best thing for us. So I think because we have a lot of really good freshmen, sophomores that contribute to our wins. So
when you look at this lineup, can you see it kind of settling in and some guys having a lot of success as a pitcher going against them? What do you see?
I just see a lot of controlled at bats. I just see guys knowing where the strike zone is. Like Derek Carrillo is, I think he knows the strike zone more than anybody in the country. I mean, it's kind of a thing that when I'm sitting by somebody in the dugout, he gets 0-2 or something like that and starts fouling some off, and I'm like, how much you going to bet this works to a 3-2 count and he walks, or he hits a double in the gap. So I think it's just a really mature approach to hitting that I haven't really seen before. Just being patient, So that's what I've seen so far in the lineup that has come together, and guys that come off the bench as well. Had some guys that put up some big at bats for us, like John Pearson, and he gets in there and wastes no time and gets after it. So.
Is he a funny dude? It seems like
Yeah, he is. He's a locker right by mine, and he cracks me up all the time.
Coach mentioned that when you went home for winter break or whatever it was, you came back like a completely different pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do during that time, and what was the biggest change?
I'd say that just like, kind of just like a screw it mentality, almost. Just like whatever happens, happens. I mean, I'm not gonna let myself get in the way of messing up a season or messing up mentally or stuff like that. So I kind of just took an approach of screw it, and whatever happens, happens. I can't control what happens after I throw the ball, so why would I even care that much? So
So did you just start trying stuff then?
No, I kind of tried less, to be
Okay.
honest. I kind of took the approach of I'm not going to get in my own way. Going to let myself just do what I naturally do, and if it goes good, then keep doing it. So.
Did you change your fastball from 4 to 2 seam, or?
No, I throw both.
You throw just
Yeah.
both?
Years prior, I kind of mixed my 4-seam, kind of mixing from a 4-seam to a 2-seam, just accidentally. I think this year is the biggest thing for me is being able to separate the two and kind of just throw 4 seams when I need to, and then throw 2 seams when I need to.
And pair that with a slider and a gutter
Mhm.
or something?
Yep.
Has there been a message that Gavin or any of these returning players have told you about what it's like facing SEC lineups or SEC hitters, and if there's kind of a common theme
Yeah.
there?
I mean, I've played against. Last year where I was at. We played against some really good teams. So I mean, I definitely am not new to it. I don't think. I mean, just the fans there is a little different. That's the only thing. But baseball is the same. They've definitely given me some advice of just controlling what you can control in the game when you're called upon, and kind of just letting yourself do what you need to do.
You talked about the maturity of the freshmen. What have you seen from William Schmidt?
William Schmidt is a different person. I don't even know how you explain William Schmidt, to be honest. He's mature in the way he goes about his business, but when he's out, he's not baseball. He's a goofball. He cracks everybody up. It's funny how just laid back he is, and I think that's what makes him so good. How he can just something happens in the fall, like when something would happen in the fall or in the spring scrimmages, he'd just be like, "Oh well, we'll get him next time." We'll just kind of joke about it and make fun of himself, but he'd go right back out there and pound the glove again. So.
Since you got 4 games a week now instead of 5, he'll probably be in the bullpen more, Connor Ware as well. How does that affect things for you guys?
I think it just makes our bullpen even stronger. Having those 2 guys in the pen as well kind of just sets us up in a pretty good spot. I think where we don't have to, stress or get guys going or kind of just just let our starters breathe a little bit. Hey, I got some really good arms behind me that can come pick me up and get this game. If it's going bad, get it back on track, and if they're shoving it, just know, hey, I got some guys that are going to come in behind me and shut the door, and we're going to get out here with a win.
We talked about this a little bit with Jake Brown the other day, but it seems like there's just a lot of fun
Yeah.
guys on this team.
For sure.
Am
For
I
sure.
reading that right?
Yeah, for sure. It's a lot of fun to show up to the field each day. Especially Jake. He's a really funny guy. He kind of keeps the team at ease with what the jokes he makes and stuff like that. And it's definitely a serious team when it needs to be serious, but we're gonna crack some jokes when we can. So.
Why has Kaysen been able to come in and dominate as a young guy?
I think just he doesn't make a big deal. I think he goes in there with a mentality of he's going to blow up a guy, and that's just how it's going to be. And he kind of doesn't think any otherwise, and I think he's the best that way. He's going to be really good to see, years coming. So it's really impressive to see as a freshman, especially. So.
Do you guys have spunk?
What is that? Spunk?
Well, Skip Bertman said that you guys have spunk right now.
Oh,
In general, right?
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure what spunk is, but I'm sure it's something like having fun or stuff like that.
Yeah, I guess so.
Swagger.
Yeah. Okay.
Swagger,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. For sure. We got some guys that show up to the field looking good. They got their swagger going on, I guess. But yeah, I think it's just a really good team overall. I think there's a lot of different personalities that come together, and make one big personality on the field and to go out there and get a win.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Connor.